Hiya, kiddos. We're back, and so are you. Now you made my day. Notice what hat I got on today? It's my explorer hat because we're going to Africa. We're going to read The Lion King. That's about as good as it gets, I think. I love The Lion King. I took my grandson to the premiere of the very first movie of it. We went all the way to Detroit to see it. Are you ready, kiddos? Got your hearing on? Huh? You ready? Can you say, yes, Grandpa Ken? Didn't hear it. Say it a little bit louder. Yes, Grandpa Ken. Okay, here we go. The hot African sun rose over Pride Rock as it did every morning. But today was no ordinary day. The animals of the Pride Lands were gathered together to honor the birth of King Mufasa and Queen Sarabi's newborn cub, Simba. The king and queen watched as Rafiki, the wise baboon, held Simba up for the whole kingdom to see. The elephants trumpeted, the monkeys jumped up and down, and the zebras stomped their hooves with happiness. See? All the animals, they know that he's the little prince. Yeah. But not everyone was there, and not everyone was pleased. In a cave behind Pride Rock, a scraggly, scarred lion crumbled and gumbled and bumbled to himself. This was Mufasa's brother, Scar. He was jealous because Simba would be the next king. Mufasa and his trusted advisor, Zazu, appeared at the cave after the ceremony to find out why Scar had not come. Zazu shook his head. You should have been there first in line. I was first in line until the little hairball was born. He turned and walked out of the cave. I bet you Mufasa isn't going to like that. Time passed, and Simba grew into a healthy, playful young cub. Early one morning, he and Mufasa climbed up to the top of Pride Rock. Mufasa told his son that one day he would be king. Look, Simba, everything the light touches is our kingdom. Simba scanned the horizon and noticed a dark spot in the distance. What about the shadowy place? That's beyond our borders. You must never go there, Simba. See his dad and him up on the rock, and they're looking out for all that's theirs? Yeah, because he's the king. Later that day, Simba ran into Scar. Hey, Uncle Scar, guess what? I'm going to be king of Pride Rock. My dad just showed me the whole kingdom, and I'm going to rule it. Scar looked slyly at the young cub. He was plotting to get rid of Simba so he would be the next king. He didn't show you what's beyond the rise at the northern border? Well, no, he said I couldn't go there. And he's absolutely right, Simba. It's far too dangerous. Only the bravest of lions go there. I think I know what he's doing, huh? Simba's going to think he needs to prove he's brave. We don't have to prove we're brave to anybody. We just have to do what's right, kiddos. Simba didn't see his uncle's evil trap. He wanted to show his father what a brave cub he could be. He ran home to find his friend Nala. Come on. I just heard about this great place. Simba and Nala asked their mothers if they could go exploring. Sarabi agreed as long as they took Zazu with them. Simba and Nala raced across the Pride Lands. They led Zazu through herds of animals and ran and tumbled, and they ran away from them, and they hid, and they went around and around, and finally they lost him. The cubs laughed and pounced on each other. They tumbled down a hill and landed in a dark ravine filled with elephant skulls and bones. Simba looked up. This is it. We made it. Oh, I don't know, kiddos. Look where they're at. I don't think that's a good place to say I made it. I think that's where his dad told him not to go. Before the cubs could explore any further, Zazu tracked them down. We're way beyond the boundaries of the Pride Lands, and right now we're all very real danger. Suddenly, 3 hyenas appeared. They were Banzai, Shinzai, and always laughing Ed. They backed the cubs and Zazu into a corner. Uh-oh. Look it. Wouldn't that scare you, huh? They were all up in the corner. Just then it looked as if there was no way out. A giant paw appeared and knocked the hyenas over. It was Mufasa. If you ever come near my sons again. And the frightened hyenas ran away. Yeah. And as they walked home, Mufasa looked at Simba. You deliberately disobeyed me. I'm very disappointed in you. Simba crawled onto Mufasa's back. Dad, we're pals, right? And we'll always be together, right? Simba, let me tell you something my father told me. Look at the stars. Look up at the stars. See the stars, kiddos? See them? The great kings of the past looked down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you, and so will I. See, they're looking up at the stars. That's one of my favorite things to do. Meanwhile, back at their lair, the hyenas had a visitor. I practically gift-wrapped those cubs for you, and you couldn't even dispose of them. Scar was furious, but had a new plan. He warned the hyenas to be prepared. Banzai laughed. Yeah, be prepared. We'll be prepared. For what? Scar glared at the hyenas. For the death of the king, of course. Oh, no, these are bad guys, and they're thinking bad things about what they're going to do, huh? The next day, Scar brought Simba to the gorge while the wildebeest were grazing. Now you wait here. Your father has a marvelous surprise for you. When Scar was safely away, he signaled to the hyenas. They raced into the gorge and chased the herd of wildebeest towards Simba. Scar ran off to find Mufasa. Stampede in the gorge. Simba's down there. Mufasa jumped into the gorge to find his son. He grabbed Simba and put him on a nearby ledge. But when Mufasa tried to climb out, the rocks crumbled beneath him. He saw Scar standing above him. Brother, help me. Scar dug his sharp claws into Mufasa's paw. Long live the king. And then he let Mufasa go and fall into the gorge where the wildebeest were stampeding. Later, Scar found Simba standing beside his father's body. It was an accident. I didn't mean for it to happen. What am I going to do? And Scar, being the mean one he is, run away, Simba, run away, and never return. While Scar returned to rule over the Pride Rock, Simba did as his uncle said. He wandered until he could not walk anymore. Finally, he collapsed in the yard. When Simba awoke, everything looked different. A warthog named Puma and a mercat named Timon had found him and brought him home with him. Timon explained his motto to Simba. Hakuna Matata. What? Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. Let's say it together, kiddos. Hakuna Matata means no worries. You got to put your past behind you. And that's exactly what Simba did. he put it behind him. Years passed, and Simba grew up. One day, he saw a lioness attacking Pumbaa. Simba came to his friend's rescue, but the lioness easily flipped Simba onto his back. Looking up at her, Simba realized the lioness was his old friend, Nala. Whoa, that's so cool. Nala found him. Nala was surprised to see Simba. Scar had told everyone that Simba was dead. Why didn't you come back to Pride Rock? You're the king. I'm not the king, Scar is. Simba, he let the hyenas take over the Pride Lands. There's no food, there's no water. If you don't do something soon, everyone will starve. You're our only hope. But Simba didn't believe her. He could challenge Scar and win. I can't go back. He has fear, kiddos. That sometimes makes it bad. That night, Rafiki visited Simba. I know who you are. You're Mufasa's son. Mufasa's son. He's alive. I'll show him to you. You follow Rafiki. He knows the way to Mufasa. Huh? See, Rafiki? What's he gonna do? Rafiki led Simba to a nearby pond. Simba looked into the water and saw a lion. That's not my father. It's just my reflection. Rafiki shook his head. He touched his finger to the water and began to swirl. Look harder. You see, he lives in you. Suddenly, Mufasa's shape appeared in the clouds. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you've become. You must take your place in the circle of life. See, Mufasa was up in the clouds talking to him. The next morning, Nala woke Timon and Pumbaa so that if they knew where Simba was. Just then, the trio heard laughter overhead. It was Rafiki. He told them that Simba had gone back to the Pride Lands to take his rightful place as the king. Back at Pride Rock, Scar was fighting with Simba's mother. Suddenly, a mighty roar. Roar! Scar turned. There on the rock above him stood Simba. Scar pounced on Simba, and the two fought. Finally, Scar backed Simba over the edge of a cliff. With his nephew dangling him below, Scar whispered the truth. He was the one who had killed Mufasa. See? The truth always comes out. Anger rushed through Simba's body. He scrambled back onto the rock and pinned Scar. Run, Scar. Run away, Scar, and never return. Scar started to slink off, then turned and lunged at Simba. With a swipe of his giant paw, Simba knocked his uncle over the ledge. Scar plunged into the gorge below. See how mad they were at each other? Especially once Simba realized what Scar had done to his father. With Scar gone, Simba took his rightful place as the king. Before long, the Pride Lands flourished again. Nala remained at Simba's side, and soon they had a cub of their own. As the sun shone down on them, Rafiki held the cub up for the whole kingdom to see. The Pride Lands had a new prince. The circle of life continues. See why that's one of my favorites? The good guy wins and everything, kiddos. You have a great day, and remember the Lion King story. And remember, be brave and always listen to your grown-ups because they would never let you get in danger like this. You have a great day, kiddos, and I really appreciated you coming back, and do it again.